What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know, I am Kendall Pasley, and today we are going to talk about sponsorships, how to get sponsored. We're going to talk about some common myths that people think about sponsorships. I'm going to talk about my personal story, and I'm also going to go over how you can contact companies about sponsorship and how you can seek out those opportunities. So before we get started, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. So first off, let's start on the different types of people that brands will look to sponsor. First, you're gonna have the celebrities. Obviously, Kim K, we got Selena Gomez. I don't think they're gonna have any trouble finding sponsorships because they are constantly in the public eye. They are all over social media. They're in film, television, magazines, and people constantly look up to them. I mean, I think they could post anything in their Instagram story and somebody out there would probably buy it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not a celebrity, that does not mean that you cannot be sponsored or be an influencer. In fact, one of the biggest growing areas is social media influencers, and you don't have to have 10 million followers or subscribers to do that. So, our last one would be an influencer. So even if you don't have social media, that does not mean you cannot work with these companies at all. In fact, one of the best ways for local companies is to get their name out is through local influencers. You know, maybe if you don't have social media, you go to the gym and you talk to people, and as long as you can do something and add value to these brands and be an influencer to some extent, then you can definitely find influencer positions or maybe even sponsorships. So let's talk a little bit about different types of sponsorships, right? So sponsorships and influencer are two different words that are thrown out there a lot. And influencers are basically very similar. And some sponsorships, you're also an influencer for the company. So those words are intertwined for a reason. Sponsorships can be very different depending on the person and also depending on the level. So if you have a smaller following, sometimes you will start out at a lower position of influencer in the company. And that all depends, all these different companies, they have different levels, they have different types of sponsorships, so it varies per company. And also it will vary for you based on other people. So my experience can be totally different from yours, better or worse, we don't know, but everyone's experience is different. But there are several that are very similar. So a lot of brands will offer a % discount. That means that you may have your own discount code, or you may have one to give your friends and family. So the first one you'll probably get is they have emails that they'll send out, and they'll be like, hey, love your Instagram, YouTube, whatever, would love for you to review this product. We'll give you a discount and you can go buy it. It kind of stinks because you got to go buy the product, so hopefully you believe in that product if you're spending your own money on it. But anyway, that's the first one. The second one is just a discount code. So they'll send you the products for free, and then you will put the discount codes on your social media to try to get others to buy through your discount code, and then you might get some money back from those. An example would be if you follow anyone who is a Gymshark athlete, which I love Gymshark. I'm not an athlete, but I do love their clothes. They post for Gymshark all the time, right? And they want you to use their link so that you swipe up, use their link, and then they'll get money back for that. So that's another example of what you might be doing. Well, some companies may send you products for free and just want you to post once on your Instagram. I have had this happen. There's some companies that will send you product continually, and they'll want you to post so much over time. Then you may have where companies send you something and they pay you to post, or they pay you for a video. They might do a sponsorship, or they may even sign you as an athlete, like for a supplement company. And then depending on what your contract is, some athletes are on salary. It's very different, like I said, per brand. Some will just send you supplements. Some might pay you per post. It varies a lot, but those are just some very different kind of common sponsorships and influencer opportunities that you might come across in the future, which obviously I think the goal would be you want to be able to be paid for your content, for your postings, or at least be getting free merchandise or free products from these companies, especially if you believe them. And that's something that is very, very important to me with sponsorships, is I would never ever promote a company that I was not familiar with their products, or that I did not use myself, one that I didn't know much about, their goals, or what they stood for. I am very much one of those people that if I'm gonna work with a company, I have to trust them 100%. And by doing that, I will most definitely use their products for a long time before promoting them or suggesting them to my friends, family, or on my Instagram. That's just how I do. Some people may be different, but like I said, especially as you continue to grow on social media, I have gotten a lot of sponsorship opportunities and partnership opportunities that I have turned down. In fact, I would say that I say no a lot more times than I say yes, and it's very seldom that I will say yes, because I'm one of those people that I want to be knowledgeable. I want to use the products. I want to feel comfortable promoting them to you guys. And I think that that is very key, not only for yourself and making yourself feel good, you know, because the products that I do use and I do put on my Instagram, I really feel could be beneficial to someone else. So not only that, but it also keeps from, you know, it doesn't matter how much money they offer you, because in the long run, if you're promoting something that you don't believe in, you don't use, and it doesn't work, you're just hurting your brand, and it's not going to help you in the long run. So my suggestion is always promote something that you believe in. The next thing is, we'll talk a little bit about myths. A lot of people I touched on will say that unless you have a couple million on Instagram or YouTube that you cannot be sponsored. That is not the case at all. Like I said, it's all about what you can do for a company. As long as you have influence and you have great engagement and good content that mirrors what the company stands for, then that is just fine, and you will be fine finding sponsorships. It's just all about finding that niche and those products and companies that are looking for people just like you, with influencers in that niche, and making sure that you have good content on a consistent basis. That's gonna be key. All right, so now we're gonna talk a little bit about my story before moving in to how you can seek out these sponsorships and opportunities for yourself. But I have some exciting news for you guys. I realized I had not announced it officially on YouTube. I did on Instagram, so you may or may not already know. If you don't, here's the plug, so next time you can hear it first. But I am officially a Optimum Nutrition sponsored athlete, and I could not be more excited, you guys. I started my fitness journey not too long ago, but I started getting into fitness a very long time ago. When I say fitness journey, I kind of mean more of my weightlifting journey. My fitness journey started very early. Before I could even go to the gym by myself, I had to wait for my mom to get off work to go take me to the gym. But I remember I went from never taking any supplements to someone recommending me to take protein. And of course, at the time, I thought taking protein was going to make me look like the Hulk, right? So I remember walking into GNC in Germantown, where I used to live, and I told the guy, listen, I need some lean protein that is not gonna make me huge. I need something that you trust. I need something that does not have a ton of fillers or artificial crap that I do not want. And I told him I want it to taste good. And I said, I need whatever that is, I'm picking it up today. And I remember he gave me chocolate gold standard protein. It was whey protein. It was Optimum Nutrition's protein. And I have always come back to that gold standard throughout my entire fitness journey. I mean, starting with ON, they were the first products that I ever tried in a supplement brand ever, and I loved them. I will say I've tried plenty of other supplements since then, and I always come back to ON. I have loved ON from the very start. I knew that if I was going to be sponsored by a supplement company, that I wanted it to be ON, which I will tell you guys, I actually reached out to the company because of my love for the ON products. Like I said, I will not represent anything that I do not stand behind, and I do not use, and I do not recommend 100%. And so I reached out to ON. We've been in contact for over a year now, and actually the first time working with them, I flew myself out and I paid for my flight because I knew that ON was where I needed to be. And working with ON, getting to know my teammates was surreal, and I knew that I had to sign with this company because I loved it. I love the people, I love the goals of the company, I love what they stand for, and I believe in their products 100%. So to be able to be a part of Team ON is incredible, and I'm super excited to announce that to you guys. But I did want to open up my story with that because it's exciting news that I had not yet announced. But talking a little bit more about sponsorships, I did tell you guys I reached out to ON originally. I've had a lot of companies reach out to me. I just knew that ON was my home and I had to work with them. But it goes both ways. You may have people reach out to you, you may have to reach out to them, which is why we're getting to the end of this video, where we're going to talk about more of like my story, how I went about it, and then how you guys can reach out and find these sponsorships opportunities for yourself. So, like I said, I reached out to Owen. However, my other sponsorships and working with companies, I think for the most part, all of them have reached out to me. I have worked with several sponsors back when I lived in Tennessee. I'm now in Texas. But I had a hair sponsor, lash sponsor, meal sponsor, and now I have a supplement company that I'm a sponsored athlete for. But how did these opportunities come up, right? I've worked with I've worked with a couple clothing companies. I've done some modeling stuff too, so I don't know if you would count that as well. But for those companies, most of them reached out to me. But that doesn't mean it always has to be that way. So if you have a company that you feel really strongly about, that you think you would be a great representative for, I highly encourage you to reach out to them. I know a lot of people are like, Kendall, like, how do I do this? You know, like, what do I do? Well, most companies do have a contact page. I know even Gymshark has a contact page where you can go, and Gymshark actually has like a drop-down menu of like, you can apply to be a sponsored athlete. But some of them, it's just a contact page, and you can go, and I would suggest, you know, writing something about yourself, telling them why you think that you would be a great representative of the brand, and explaining more of what you could do for them on that side, because for them it has to be beneficial on both sides if it's going to be a partnership, right? So I would say to message them and look at the contact info, and to make sure that your social media pages or whatever you plan to promote them through is very clean. If you are social media, make sure, like I said, that you have great content, that you're consistent, and that it reflects what the company stands for. So certain companies may have a certain look, certain companies may look for different type people. It all depends, you know, like Red Bull obviously would sponsor more like sports people. And if you're doing fitness like supplements, a lot of people think you have to compete. You don't necessarily have to compete. There are a lot of fitness influencers that never compete. So it's just about making sure that you know what the company is looking for, you know about the company, which if you use their products and you've learned about them, then that's the best way to go anyway. So you probably already know what they're looking for. But just don't be afraid to reach out and tell them, you know, what you think you could add, and they may even have a spot for you. If not as an athlete or as an influencer, you know, maybe you could be a micro influencer, maybe you could just be an ambassador for them. They have all different kinds of levels depending on the company. And my biggest thing is for you guys, never give up. I mean, sponsorships take time. Like I said with ON, it was something, it's taken over a year now. Before that all came together, and I'm super excited that it did, and I'm even more excited that I waited for that opportunity and that I didn't jump on the first one that came to me. I think that that's something a lot of people do in fitness, is that they might get their first offer from a company and they're so eager about it that they jump right on it, you know. But if you have a company that you stand behind and that you love and you want to be a part of, you know, wait for that. Don't necessarily, I mean, you might get, your first offer might be the best, and it might be best for you to go with it. But if you really think, you know, that you might have something else that you truly feel like your heart is there, then wait for it and work for it, and it'll come. And that's my biggest thing, is just be patient, be consistent with everything, and it will come. So I hope this video helped you guys out. If it did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I got lots of workouts coming, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, I'd be happy to do them. I also thought about doing a get ready with me. I don't know. We'll see. Comment below if you'd like to see that. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.
You probably think that you are better now, better now. You only say that 'cause I'm not around, not around. You know I never meant to let you